When it comes to small roadsters, Mazda has been the one to go for since it's been released. But now Fiat has taken that same recipe and has made the 124, and then Abarth has added some performance goodies too. So what's it like to drive?
I've just spent the last week in an Abarth 124 Spider. I've done lots of driving with it, and I've come to a conclusion that this isn't a worse car than the Mazda MX-5, and let me explain. So the 124 is built in the same factory as the MX-5 in Japan. It's got the same identical interior as the MX-5, the only thing different is the badge that says Abarth on it. And, well, one thing that definitely characterises itself from the MX-5 is the way it looks. Now, I'll leave that to you guys to judge. What I'm more interested is in the way it drives, and I spent a week with this car with a mixture of driving on some of the B roads, and I have really enjoyed it. It's definitely a 10 temps car like the MX-5. In fact, let's forget the MX-5, let's just review the 124 as it is. So that 1.4 litre turbo unit, a lot of people have criticised it for being turbocharged and it hasn't got much response. Do you know what? You put it in the sport mode setting, and which is obviously on fixed dampers, which only adjusts the throttle response. It's really good. Anywhere above 3,000 RPM, you've got really nice torque, and more importantly, you've got this really nice trick exhaust, which gives it a really nice 4-cylinder, very Italian-like soundtrack, like an old Lancia 4-cylinder, which is really cool. And it doesn't have any of those pops and bangs like you get from a 500 Abarth, which is mapped, which you find in most turbocharged 4-cylinders nowadays. It gives you the odd pop every now and then, and that's more because of the fueling, which is really cool. That's how it should be. But as a driver's car, it's got the wonderful 6-speed manual gearbox that you find in the MX-5. It's got really good steering. In fact, the weighting is bang on. The pedal setup is brilliant for heel and toe. Like I said, it's definitely a 10 temps car. It's one of those cars that you can push to the absolute limit because it gives you that sensation that you're doing a million billion miles an hour and not get into too much trouble. In fact, you wouldn't get into any much trouble at all. We're at the Peak District today, and up some of these B roads, it's just so much fun. You've got skinny little tyres. It just makes driving so pure. The best way to drive this is by grabbing it by the scruff of the neck. And when you do, it's really rewarding. There's a level of control. However, it's very soft, it's got a bit of roll, and the roll helps as well. It tells you what's going on with the rear axle. It's telling you when it's about to step out and whether it's worth getting on the power and using it to rotate itself around a corner. It's really nice, it's like a glove, it just fits so well. Another thing that's really interesting about this is that when you drive something like a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, people respond to you really negatively. They think that you're a bit of a knob. But with this 124 Abarth, and I drove this in central London the other day, the way people respond to this is just amazing. Everybody cheers up. I think this shows some sort of happy face. It's quite cheeky and cute, which I know could cause a bit of an image problem. But the way people respond to it, and people actually take photos, I think it's because of this paintwork, you know, the fact that there's a matte black bonnet and it's in white, it really helps with that. It's a really intriguing looking car. I wouldn't say it's pretty, but I'd say it's intriguing. And it makes people smile. And so long as you're not looking at it, to drive, it's just perfect. Like, I feel like I'm on a rally stage with that 4-cylinder, it's brilliant. The damping is just so excellent. I mean, this road is pretty bumpy. And it just makes it more controllable. You just have nice feedback. I don't want to keep banging on about it. It's a very engaging car. It's more of the theatre than everything. Is it sharper than an MX-5? No. But I'd say it's more exciting. And that's got to count, right? Well, like I said, it's a 10 temps car. You can go really quick with it on the limit without going too extremely fast. And there's a fluidity to everything. The suspension, it's soft, but not too soft to the point where it bottoms out. There's enough travel, but there's good control, and it gives you a good sense of communication through there. Is really nice. That combined with the open top driving experience just makes it something of, well, something really exciting. It's just a thrilling car. It's definitely a driver's car, 110%. That with the 4-cylinder soundtrack, which sounds like an Italian car, the thrills are just enormous. I feel like I'm doing a million billion miles an hour, but I'm just doing 60. It's fantastic. Helps the fact that we're on Peak District roads. Just makes it very, very exciting. So, is this a sharp MX-5? Well, it's ever so slightly lazier, ever so slightly, but that's something that you would only find on a track. And to be honest, you want to enjoy it more on the road. It's a really enjoyable B-road blast road car. But the noise is just mega. It just makes that more exciting.